Well, I'm the founder of L.A.C.E.S. James, Pastor Roberts, and I are the founding team members. We really, they were there from day one since being in Liberia, and we've built this organization together, our program together. And as we look into the future, once again, we're still together building our future. So we're going to hear a lot more from them today. So since L.A.C.E.S is 13 years, has been around for 13 years, that means all three of us have been working with L.A.C.E.S for 13 years. So James, can you tell us why you've been with us for 13 years, what your role is?
Hi, everybody. My name is James Moore, and I am the National Director for Liberia. I can't believe we've gone 13 years now, Sarah, and you just said it, and so it just, it came to my mind that we've been together for 13 years. The first thing that made me to be in this, and I'm so happy being in this program, is just because of the working relationship. This great working relationship between you, Pastor Rebels, myself, our coaches, and we just form a very wonderful team that I just love to be with all of the time. And but the most important reason is that I love to help kids out there, and especially those ones that are in need. And working with L.A.C.E.S make this so possible. It just make it so possible to be with these kids, to ensure that these kids are being mentored, ensure that these kids are being fed on time, ensure that these kids are being given hope once again. And I think I can just spend even more years with L.A.C.E.S.
Thank you. And for those of you who don't know, James has 3 children, but he has such a heart for children that I'm pretty sure of the 13 years, he probably has 10 children now. It's always different children that he's sponsoring for school or coming into his home for a safe haven. And he has 1 grandchild.
That is true.
Yeah. So James's big heart extends beyond L.A.C.E.S and really into who he is. For a while, I thought he had like 5 children until he told me, oh, actually, these 2 are not my children. Okay. But anyways, so yeah. Pastor Roberts, can you answer those same questions for us? Go ahead, Pastor Roberts, if you can answer those questions as well.
Yeah, I am Louis Burke Roberts. I'm the program manager of L.A.C.E.S Liberia, and it has been a wonderful time working with L.A.C.E.S for the past 13 years. And I think what still have me glued to L.A.C.E.S is the fact that for me, there is a call of God upon my life to see the lives of people change. So once I met L.A.C.E.S in 2007, and that vision was shared with me that we are about to change the lives of children, which especially is going to make up the better generation for us tomorrow. It coincided with what God has spoken to me personally to be involved with, because I am a pastor. So because of this vision of seeing life change, we have been around L.A.C.E.S. I also enjoyed the platforms and the opportunity, not just giving to those kids who we meet and we help change their lives, but to me, who has a call to go ye therefore into all the world and to preach the gospel to every creature. So now we have a platform of not just only speaking to older ones, but a platform to also speak the gospel to younger ones, using L.A.C.E.S as a tool so that their lives can be changed. And I'm telling you, it's been 13 years. I still can feel it. I'm changing in my body, getting grace in my beard, but I love the fact that someone's life is being changed because of L.A.C.E.S.
Yeah, we've really kind of become a family, the 3 of us, and really kind of extended past, L.A.C.E.S mission and vision. It's what brought us together, but, really as a team, how we work together, I think is what's, one of the reasons we all are still doing what we do. So this is a question I often get asked is, what is the most difficult part of your job, and what's the most favorite part of your job? I think I might know the answers to these questions, but I'd love for you guys to share that with us. So James, can you answer first?
So I almost said that to you. I almost said, but sorry, you know everything. You know exactly the most difficult thing. So, but let me say this. I hate to plan. I really didn't love the plan. I really don't love the plan. You have to draft the budgets. You have to come up with behind the scene things, annual plans. I don't like it. But these are very important to the job. As Sharon always told me, hey, James, if you can do this, then how are you going to be a director? But here I am. Um, it still gives me a challenge to come up with these plans. So it's the beginning of the project, the beginning of the program year from July. That's when I am really challenged because I have to come up with activity plans, objectives for each and every one of my staff, and budgets to be approved by the boss. And you know why? Once that is said and done, and the approval comes from her, and I like that line when she sends because she does not say budget approved or activities approved. She says, "Well done," and no more comment. Then I said, "Okay, I think all is done." And from there on, that's the most enjoyable part of my job. I just sit and monitor and evaluate and send in reports. So that is how it goes.
All right, Pastor Roberts.
Oh, wow. Difficult part of my job. And driving 45 minutes away from the city begins the difficulties in my job. I drive 3 times a week at a 45 minutes distance in Liberia. And even though Liberia is not a very big country, but to drive 45 minutes to and fro at a distance to go and first see what the program is like, gather data from on the field, and then at the end of the month, data that are gathered, I spend days trying to get them into the computer. And you have to imagine it's 192 children trying to check the attendance at practice, trying to check their attendance at game, trying to also check their feeding time and all of those things. But what the good part about it is it makes us to monitor and evaluate the progress of the children. As a person, it feels difficult doing it. But when I realized that at the end of gathering that data, I see the improvement in the lives of the children. And I also see the children that we need to work with and to also see them improve. So then it takes me to my favorite part, to see the life of someone being changed. So if I have done this monitoring and evaluation and I've gathered the data and I see children who were not responsive to other people, children who were disobedient, children who couldn't listen to their coaches, now they are listening, now they are attending practices, and those other guys who need help, then my mission is fulfilled, to reach out to them to see how they too can form a part of what their friends are being benefiting from. So I think that's the difficult part of my job.
Thank you. Okay, James, I'm going to have you answer this question. What goes on behind the scenes to make practices and games possible? Kids just don't show up and this is what happens. There's a lot of planning, as you mentioned a little bit ago, that goes into it. So could just give us a behind the scenes look as to what that means.
So many things raising for Pastor Roberts and I making confusion. Like, Pastor Roberts, what are you doing? You have to go there. You have to go to meeting now. You have to go to work. And the most important thing is training of our coaches. That's behind the scene there. We want to make sure that our coaches meet with these children 2 times a week for practices, and once a game, once a day, 1 time a week for the game. So during the practice sections, these practice sections, coaches teach the kids from the manual, and they help them to, understand, and that is the path of change that we have through this mentoring process. You have to have your first self-esteem. They have to teach the children to develop these characters: self-esteem, teamwork, discipline, respect, honesty, the living gospel, all of those values that make them to be very important. And then the preparation of the food, of the meal, which is one of my favorite part of L.A.C.E.S is, you have people fix the meal. We serve these kids 600 meals weekly. That's a lot of meal to prepare, and home visits are part of it. our coaches go to the children, to their various homes, or those that have not yet returned home, they visit them to their various hideouts and talk to them. They want to understand the kids and the kids understand them. That way they will be able to work with these kids better, what is going on behind. And so, yeah, those are basic things that go on behind the scenes. That
Thanks.
makes the program successful, yeah.
So I did something. I made Pastor Roberts and James be videographers for the first time. So, you know, COVID's happening. You know, I wasn't able to go there, and neither was our videographers that we use. So they got out an iPhone, and I asked them each to just show us a part, one of the things that's behind the scenes, that people that really make what we do possible.
Yeah.
James, why don't you tell us really quick what you chose and why, and then we'll play the video.
I love the feeding aspect of L.A.C.E.S program. I shared a story with you guys yesterday when Samson CSL stood right beside me and looked at me in the face and said, "I am hungry." And from his posture, I could tell that this child was really, really hungry. I did give him money to buy some food, but that was just temporarily done. It was just, he gets filled today and tomorrow he will need again. And so, but look at now, Samson's posture has changed. He's now a better guy. He's not as hungry as he used to be before. So I really love the feeding program. And that is why I'm so excited to join you guys behind the scene, you know. But before introducing our cook, let me just tell you a little bit, if you have the time, about our feeding program. So we feed the kids, so like I said, we provide them 600 meals every week. We feed them with 2 different products. The first one is made from the cassava tuber. It's called the Gary product. But because cassava is very low in this nutritional value, so this Kawada farm that provide us the meal are vitamins to increase the value, to increase this nutritional value of this meal. So we feed them 2 times a week with that. And the next one is the regular rice, the regular meal, rice and soup kind. But I can tell you, behind this is the preparation of the meal. Imagine someone is preparing 600 meals every week. She's a very amazing woman. It's someone I always kind of visit her and just to encourage her to continue doing what she's doing. So wonderful a lady. So I'd like to introduce to you Mommy Johnson. So Mommy Johnson has been with the program for the past 4 years, and she's still strong and continue to be behind the preparation of this meal.
Yeah, can you share the video of Mommy?
Hi, my name is James Moore, and I am the National Director for L.A.C.E.S in Liberia. Welcome to Kakata, where we have 192 children. I am so excited to be going behind the scene with you. This is something we've never done before, but we thought we should give it a try. So all we have to film with is an iPhone and few wonderful individuals that I want to introduce to you. Today, we want to be talking to you about our L.A.C.E.S feeding program, which is one of the most important parts of the program. Many of the kids we work with barely afford a daily meal, and offering them a meal per day will be one of the most wonderful things. So we feed them 3 times a week. So 2 days a week, we feed them with the Kawada Farm product. The Kawada Farm product is a produce that comes from a tuber called the cassava tuber. So because the cassava tuber is very low in nutritional value, this company, Kawada Farm, import vitamin from abroad to add to the produce which they consider power gari. It increases its nutritional value and is very helpful for the health and well-being of our beneficiaries. So the rice, which we feed them on Saturdays and Sunday, is the normal rice, which is a stable food in Liberia. Sometimes they cook beans and rice for these children. Sometimes they cook cassava leaf and rice, whatever. But the children play a leading role, leading part in deciding what they want to eat for that week. But today I want to be introducing to you the lady who is behind the success of the feeding program in Kakata. Please come with me. So, welcome guys. Right now, I'm standing on top of the sauce, the soup pan. I call this soup. And I will have Mommy Johnson. Mommy Johnson is the lady behind the sauce. She cooks the food. She fixes the food for our children. And so I will have Mommy Johnson to just tell us, Mommy Johnson, what are you cooking today?
I'm cooking beans and rice for the children.
Ah, okay. But right in the soup here, I see a lot of ingredients, okay? Can you tell us, look at the camera and tell them what are these ingredients?
I have chicken feet, cow skin, dry bone, dry meat.
Oh, so many, right? So many. So I'm sorry, but so every child is going to receive a bit and piece of these ingredients, right?
Of course.
They all will have it.
Yes.
This is wonderful. This is so wonderful. Thank you so much for the kind of job you do. But how do you, what do you like about the job that you do?
I also love to feed so many children. Especially I love to see the children happy. Because if they eat the apple, they can play.
Thank you so much, Mommy. It was really good talking with you, Mommy. Thank you so much. And this is one lady that I really appreciate at L.A.C.E.S because what she does is difficult for someone to just do. And this makes the program even more successful. Teamwork is success. Thank you so much.
Thanks, James, for taking us behind the scenes a little bit. See some claps out there. Well, Pastor Roberts, you spend a lot of time with our coaches. And can you tell us a little bit about what the coaches do?
Okay. The coaches, they first go through an annual training. We have a time of training for them before the league starts. We take them to a secret place or like a camp where we take them through basic teachings and trainings that will prepare them for the league, how to take care of a street living child, the ethics of L.A.C.E.S as a coach, how to be a positive role model, and many more skills on the ball, drills. Also, we teach them all of those in the initial part of the time. And after that, we also have what we call our Monday meetings. And at each of those Monday meetings, we review what happened in the previous game day, that is Saturday and Sunday, because the meeting is held on Monday. We review what happened, our success, our challenges, and then we add strength to our strength, clear out our weaknesses, and get ready for a new week. We also teach the new topic for the week during the Monday's meeting, and the coaches are aware on what strategy, what value to be able to teach the children about. You also know that in that place, they also learn about and prepare for their home visit, which is one of the most important part of the L.A.C.E.S program. The coaches at L.A.C.E.S, they go to the homes of the children, 3 child per week, to follow up on the behavioral change in the life of the child, their skills, their interaction with people, and how they are living in the community. So that home visit by those coaches help build a cordial relationship between the children and the coaches. And if you come to Liberia, you will see that sometimes the children call their coaches mama and papa because they have gotten so close because of that home visit. If you go to the coach's home, you will see 3 full children there, some of them lying down there sleeping, some of them helping the coaches. And that home visit has caused them to build a cordial relationship. And for the girls, it is so benefiting. They are able to explain to the female coaches the challenges they are faced with, both on the street, because as you are aware, we have children that are at risk. So some of the girls use their body, to be able to get food to eat. But as they share that information with the coach, because they trust the coach, as the home visit was the bridge that built that relationship, you will see the coach will be able to advise them and mentor them, and the change will come. On the male side, we have boys who used to take in drugs, who used to smoke, but because of the relationship they have built with their coaches, now they are able to explain their challenges. And you will see now the coaches have become a part of their life, and they are able to experience, a very, very, very great change. So you see, that's how far the coaches go. The coaches also help them improve in their skills, because if that child improve in their skills on the field, a school will take them for scholarship, and the community could also allow them to play on the team. And as I said yesterday, we have a wonderful story of a boy called Sam Jackson, who is part of the Liberian national team. He's a part of the Liberian national team. And because of L.A.C.E.S, he has developed skills to play. He was a kid. He entered the L.A.C.E.S program at age 9. 13 years after, the boy is playing for the Liberian national team. It is because of the relationship the coach had with him and the skills that the coach helped him build and develop. So that's basically what our coaches do with them. Our coaches also have what we call the curriculum. The curriculum is a manual that has the 7 values of L.A.C.E.S, and it also has the entire practice section written in the curriculum. So the coach will take, one coach will take 12 person at a soccer pitch, and he will take a value for the week. The core value could be honesty. And under the topic honesty, you will see honest to your nation, honest to your parents, honest to your friend, and honest to God. So each of this week have those topics that the coach will have to deal with. And as the coach take them through that time of dealing with the topic, making them to understand what it means to be honest to themselves, honest to their parents or somebody that is older than them, and honest to God, and honest to the community, they get the realization of the change that they now need to experience or express in the community. Honestly, that curriculum, that whole mentoring aspect is another brilliant job that the coaches really do. Those words spoken to these children have impacted so many, and we can testify of the changes.
Thanks, Pastor Roberts. And also, if you guys didn't catch it, it sounds like Pastor Roberts invited all of you to go to Liberia. I think I heard that in there. But the same thing that I asked James to do, I tortured Pastor Roberts to do with using his iPhone to take video for the first time to do an interview. So Pastor Roberts, can you, introduce the person that you interviewed, and then we're gonna learn a little bit about them.
The first thing I want to give a serious compliment and appreciation to everybody who is a videographer, because it was not an easy thing to get that job done. Picking up the iPhone and doing that work. But because I have trained those coaches and I also love them and they have become a part of me, so I love them to explain, what they do. Today, you're going to be hearing from one of our male coaches in person of Emmanuel Moluba. He's one of our coaches in Kakata City. He has been with the program for the past 4 years. And I can tell you, take your time and see what passion and what L.A.C.E.S have done in the life of Emmanuel.
And I'm 31 years of age. I graduated from the Booker Washington Institute, and I have 1 child. I did agriculture at BDI, and I'm more passionate about politics. And personally, I won the coordinator for the experiment in Kakata.
Tell me a bit more about the role you play in the life of L.A.C.E.S youth.
I played 3 important roles in the life of L.A.C.E.S children. 1 had to do with the mentorship. In the mentoring aspect, I had to take the children into the field where I teach them the manual about the 6 values. And from there, I also carry them in the field. Again, I teach them about the drill. I have to build their skills. And the next thing I have to do with the home visitation. From the home visitation, I go into the children's home to make sure that at least what I've been teaching them about the manual, they have been cooked with it, and also it make me to be more acquaintance with them.
Emmanuel, why do you feel your work is important?
My work is very important in the life of L.A.C.E.S children because since L.A.C.E.S have been present in our community, we have been teaching the children over the past time but this is value. But from that, I got to know that the crime rate in our community has reduced and the children have now changed, at least gradually. Like for instance, one of my child, which is a devil king, for the past time, it was observed that a devil king used to be roaming around into the street, and now the devil king has now changed. The devil king is going home regularly on time.
Thank you, Pastor Roberts, for introducing us to Emmanuel and for your great iPhone interview. Well, we've heard about the feeding program, the coaches, and, really the core of L.A.C.E.S is the growth of the children and the change that we see in them. And if you were with us yesterday, we talked a little bit more of what that's looked like over the years. So I asked them to show a few things, but one of the things that probably strikes me the most is time and time again, the stories that I hear about the children whose lives have changed, the people like our coaches and James and Pastor Roberts who make that possible. And it inspires me. And so I wanted you to see what L.A.C.E.S, what the L.A.C.E.S program means to a child. So I fortunately didn't have to do the iPhone video. I had a nice videographer explain this, show this to you. But had I been able to go to Liberia, I definitely would have grabbed my iPhone and done this. So I think, go ahead, let's see it.
I was 9-year-old, I get on the street. I've not found on the street. Sometimes on the street, I can eat sometimes, but sometimes I can eat no food. Then, for no money, don't go to go steal. This is very good because I don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Working with street children, it is so important because if I get in contact with them, they were able to explain to me, then I will be able to counsel them to tell them some things, what to do and what not to do.
My coach can visit me all the time. He can encourage me to move on the street to come home. He said it's teaching my life through sport.
Wow, so that's one of the girls in our Kakata program, which is everyone that we have been interviewing right now. Someone actually asked in the chat, and I'm going to answer it now, how many communities we currently work in. In the past, we worked in 3 or 4 different communities in the same year. But a couple years ago, we decided there's a community called Kakata. It has 1,500 street living children in it. It's a semi-urban area. And so we actually concentrated all of our resources into Kakata. Right now we have 200 kids in the program, but we've had different children over the years who have been part of our program in Kakata. So thanks for that question. Yesterday we talked about the future of L.A.C.E.S, and at the end of the week you'll see some of the video. We had another video that talked about what that looks like now. So I want to touch on that a little bit. James, just explain to us, like, what are you excited about for the future of L.A.C.E.S?
So L.A.C.E.S has given hope to the hopeless. We continue to feed the hungry. We continue to return the lost children back to their homes and bring joy to families. And the impact has been so huge. I am a witness of the reduction of crime rates, especially amongst the demographic of children we work with, 10, 11, 12, 13. I am a witness to that. The future of L.A.C.E.S is bright, is what I'm saying here. taking this program from Liberia to expand to other countries is what I'm even more excited about. We have a great future. We have a future to take over Africa, to take over the world, and take this wonderful story to the people, and take this wonderful life transformation to the people. And this is what makes me so excited about the future, that we are going out there. The same transformation we make in Liberia, the same impact we make in Liberia will be seen, will be replicated in other parts of the world. That is a wonderful excitement for me.
Thank you, James. Pastor Robert, same question to you. What are you excited about for the future?
Wow, I'm excited about many more countries. Please forgive me, there's a guy behind me who wants to give me some problem. He's knocking some stuff. I'm excited about seeing L.A.C.E.S being expanded all over the world, especially when we went through our global program in Sierra Leone. I saw the need that the children have in Liberia. That's the same need in Sierra Leone. When I traveled to the US also and heard about the refugee program, it's the same need. What is the need? Children always need people to give them good mentorship so that they can be able to experience the life and the change they have been looking for. I look forward to see us children. It means we have more people to attend to. So I see us all around the world. One day in China, and I'm speaking Chinese, to say, hey, boom, and trying to teach a China child how to be able to get out of the street and become.
All right. I think we lost him for a little bit, but hopefully.
Great future for L.A.C.E.S.
Thank you, Pastor Roberts. So looking at a little bit of our future, and we've already started to move towards that. We started working in Sierra Leone, which borders Liberia. They shared a civil war. They have, many street children. A lot of the challenges that our children in Liberia face, they also face in Sierra Leone. So back in February, we launched our program in Sierra Leone, and James and Pastor Roberts have played a huge role in that program and the success of it. So I guess, James, I just want to know from your, give us a little behind the scenes. What do you do for this expansion? What does this look like for you?
So for the expansion, the first thing I have, my first responsibility is to travel in country. I had never gone to any African country before. You remember, Sarah, when we first traveled 2012 to the United States, even when the plane was taking off, you know what happened to me. So everything was just strange and very strange. So I go in country, identify a focal person, and this focal person takes us to all of the major towns and villages. But this time, we consider 4 towns in Sierra Leone. So we do vetting for partners. So once we've had our partners identified, my responsibility is to train the administration or the coordinator that is there or that has been selected. We train them on financial reporting, narrative reporting, and after that, I do monitoring and evaluation and run the program from Liberia, run Sierra Leone program, from Liberia through coordination, through phone calls. And so, yeah, basically that's my role.
Okay. Well, Pastor Roberts, we have just a few minutes left. So can you tell us more about your role?
Quickly, I'm going to do that. My first role is to go behind my boss man, James Moore. That's my first role. I will have to be with him as we travel around, do assessment, and try to find out the areas that will be able to have the program. The rest, main focus is to make sure the coaches are trained, take them through that training process, prepare them for mentoring the children, help the coaches to spot out the children who are qualified to be a part of the program. Also, teach the coaches how to set up the games and the structure of the program. Once that is done, my work is over.
Thanks. Well, thanks so much, James, Pastor Roberts, for taking the time to share, doing your very first interviews through your iPhones. and just being with our team here. We're going to open this up for questions now. We have a few minutes left, but people can stay around longer if you have. We had a question at the beginning. Pastor Roberts, when you were talking about your coaches, Justin asked, Pastor Roberts, it seems like you have some truly wonderful coaches. How do you choose them?
Wow. We select our coaches from the community. Every community L.A.C.E.S go to establish the program. We look in the community for the coaches. Because we partner with the community, we go to the community leader to ask them to give to us the youth in the community who have developmental mind, youth who want to see changes in the community. And they must be high school level and above, because we have to do reporting. So the community will present those coaches to us, and then we'll do vetting. The vetting process will go on, and we will select those that we see are compatible with the L.A.C.E.S program. And then we train them and get them ready for the leagues.
Thanks. We have another question, and that one comes from actually Abdul. And so let's see, here we go. Abdul, you asked, when are we going to go to L.A.C.E.S? So, or yes. So, and it's actually Basir, I think, is who asking this. And if you were at our benefit dinner in Maryland last year, Basir was
No, it's me. It's me.
Yeah, it's you. Okay. And he spoke, and he shared about his experience with L.A.C.E.S. He first played with us for a little while, and then he became a coach. So I think he's saying, where are we going to L.A.C.E.S? And I think he's asking Pastor Roberts when he can come to Liberia. So Abdul, we'll see when COVID finds its way, and maybe we'll find a good way to get you there. Okay, we have a question from Cassie. Cassie says, are your coaches' home visits scheduled? Have they been well received by the families as well? Great question, Cassie. Thank you. It's something that we had discussed early on as well in our program, and how would it be received? Pastor Roberts, since you spend more time on that, can you answer that question?
The first thing is, we have 3 children visited a week. The way L.A.C.E.S run is the girls have 2 days of practice. Those 2 days of practice includes mentoring and skills. The other 2 days in the week that the coaches have, they go and make sure that they find or visit 3 other children. Some of the coaches love the morning hour. Some of the coaches love the afternoon hour. For that, we give them their choice on which time to choose. But in those 2 days, 3 children must be visited. Initially, when the coaches went out to do home visit, you know, Liberia is such that everybody was concerned. Where are you guys coming from? How did you just come into our community to say you want to visit this child? And when the child just entered the L.A.C.E.S program, they are not good children. They are children at risk. So you will find out that there will be children who disturb the community, who do all kinds of things, and people think that the coaches are collaborating with them to do those bad things. But when the coach get in the community and get with the child and start to ask the questions and start to do evaluation on the life of the child, then the people will get excited. They will say, at least we have somebody who is partnering with us to make sure our children are doing fine. So our coaches now are well accepted, and they are partners of the community in helping the change in the lives of the children.
Thank you. Okay, wow, we have lots more questions coming in. So thank you, everybody. We're going to keep going with that, but I know some people have to jump off, but not everybody. This can keep going. And but one thing I want to say before everyone jumped off is that these are the hands and feet of L.A.C.E.S. These are the people for the last 13 years who have been impacting the lives of these children, who have been out these practices and these games and mentoring coaches and going into Sierra Leone. They've worked with over 3,000 children in over 13 years, which is just incredible to think about. And, you know, if you've seen some of our emails, today we have 120 children who are waiting to join our program. And our staff here can't make this impact without the collective power and support of all of you and others. So Leah's going to drop something, our website in the chat. And I just hope you guys will consider how you can support one child or more of these 120 so they can join our program. To sponsor a child, it's $420 a year. But every one of your dollars counts, and every single one of these children matter. So our goal is to raise $50,000 by the end of this week, and we are halfway there. So any way you can support this, I encourage you to go to that link. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Sylvia, for the great job. Thank you.